guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to raidlore Stories. So today's lore story is going to be for Krok'mar the Devourer. He's one of the newer champs in here. And considering today it's my 6-year stream anniversary on Twitch, and I'm dressed as a Murloc, Twitch chat wanted something that was in the lizard man group, trying to go for, I don't know, a fish, a lizard, a frog, something. And we settled on Krok'mar. So we're going to read his lore story. Not all lizard men of the Sorrow Lakes view their heritage with fondness or pride. The centuries since the defeat of the Gallant Pact by the Talarian League have seen many lizard men clans slip ever deeper into the destitution and eternal feuding, beset by poverty and a sense of hopelessness. It is not uncommon for the pack to be blamed for the current malaise that afflicts many of the clans, whether because it failed to defeat the League or because it even attempted to fight in the first place. Similarly, the even older legacy of the Dragon Empire is spat upon and disdained by many Sorrow Lake clans. Though little is still understood now about the Empire, it is often portrayed as having fallen due to its own arrogance and sordid foolishness. The sins of the Dragonkin are still borne and paid for by their descendants, so it is claimed, and so the memory of the Empire is despised by many. The self-hatred and bitterness felt by many lizardmen in the Sorrow Lakes is leading to the slow deterioration of the clan structures that have been the bedrock of lizardmen society for dozens of spawn generations. But a few have started to harness them as a power in their own right. The warrior known as Krok'mar the Devourer is one such individual. Krok'mar is the descendant of the Gallant Pact general Krok'mar the Great and is physically strong and powerful, a prime example of his species. His thick neck and shoulders, broad gut, and gnarled scaled hide are further accentuated by the old armor of his forebear, heavy pieces of coarse pig iron, and a crest of wicked metal spines that run along his back from his headplate. In his heavy fist he carries a meat splitter, a huge wedge of jagged steel that, when wielded with Krok'mar's strength, could cleave through a Krogan knight's armor body and the horse he is mounted on with one great blow. He is made even more deadly by the talons of Krok'mar, a set of metal claws once borne by his ancestors that he wears over his left hand. Krok'mar's physical abilities are obvious, but to them he adds the charisma often lacking in cold-blooded lizardmen warrior types. He is coarse and plain-spoken, and honest and fair in his dealings with others. His anger is a terrifying sight to behold, but is not easily stoked. While his scars and the metal plates pinning his hacked scales together speak of a brute and a lifelong warrior, Krok'mar is not afraid to negotiate and knows that there is more to being a leader than mere strength and battle prowess. All of this would imply that Krok'mar has the potential to unite the Lizardman clans, call upon the legacy of his mighty forefather, and recreate the brief glories of the Gallant Pact. Anyone who makes such an assumption is making a grave mistake. Krok'mar despises his legacy. He hates the Gallant Pact, believing it damned his people and left them in their current deplorable state. But Krok'mar is not content to wallow in despair. Unlike many in their current other clans of prominent lizardmen, he will not let the petty rivalries or the unavoidable curse of his ancestry define him. He seeks to rally the clan and free them of the shackles of the past. In this quest, he is uncompromising. He has made himself the sworn enemy of those lizard men who still adhere to a belief in the old ways, who still hark back to the Pact or the Dragonkin as legacies to aspire to. This is especially true of the recent influx of lizardmen refugees fleeing Anhalt due to King Tabo's war, many of whom often cling to the hope that there is still a chance of renewing the fallen empire. Krok'mar considers the lizardmen to be enemies of the Sorrow Lakes, whose stupidity will doom the clan to further wars and thus further defeat. He stirs up other lizardmen against them, and those whom he captures and who refuse to recant he executes before, so the horror of his enemies, eating their remains. For Krok'mar and his growing band of adherts, this devouring has an important meaning. Thanks to it, the weight of the past is lifted, and the failure of the Pact and the sins of the Dragon Empire are all undone. To devour is to destroy utterly, and Krok'mar means to destroy more than just the physical bodies of his enemies, but their very ideas and beliefs. Once he has done this in full, and there are none remaining who view the past as something to recreate, he believes the Sorrow Lakes will finally be able to move forward and build something new, something positive that will herald a fresh beginning for his people. Well, guys, I gotta say that felt a little twisted there, but I guess I can understand why they call him Krok'mar the Devourer then, because they literally say in the end that the Devourer part isn't a metaphor, it's a very literal thing for why he does that, so that's a bit twisted. But I'd love to know what you guys think for the story of Krok'mar the Devourer, and thanks for watching.